What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, live from Samsung. Okay, today we're taking a look at the Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus. Here we've got the S10e, and just first impressions of these phones are generally good. Like they've taken the formula that's been working for them for years and they've refined it slightly. You can tell the phones have a smaller form factor in general. They're more comfortable in the hand. It just doesn't feel like as much phone. Hey, what's up guys? I'm coming at you from San Francisco, and the Samsung Galaxy S10, S10 Plus, S10e, and then the new S10 with 5G have just dropped. Now, I just want to say this is a surprise for me. The fact that I'm in San Francisco, getting to look at these devices, first ever, so if I'm doing something a little wrong, work with me there. But I want to say thank you to Andrew from Gear Live. This guy hooked me up major, so I just want to say thank you. And Keaton at TechSmart for helping me get into the event on the 20th. Anyways, I'm doing a giveaway for 5 S10s with Mr. Who's the Boss. If you want to know more about that, down below. So I want to talk about how these phones compare to the iPhone XS Max, and yeah, still got the NDA sticker on there. So what I noticed actually just picking this phone up is how small it is. It's a very compact phone. They managed to eliminate the bezels from the S9, and the phone just looks cutting edge. That goes without saying. This phone is absolutely top notch. You're getting the latest and greatest. So the overall finish was nice. I really appreciated the effort they put into the backs. They have depth. If you actually look at the paint color, the schemes are very cool on this Galaxy S10 series, so I did like that. It's actually a very drastic difference, and you guys will certainly notice that the size profile overall has shrunk when you pick one of these up. So the displays, the first thing you're gonna notice is just how bright it is. You can bring it into under direct sunlight, a direct light source, and you can still make out everything there is to make out on that display. On the iPhone XS Max, I struggle in just the occasional sunlight beam, so quite a difference there. It's 1,200 nits versus Apple's. I think it was measured at 725, the most on the XS Max. And I think in terms of quality of the display itself, Samsung still has that edge. So the overall resolution, of course, is greater. You're getting a much higher resolution, I think 530 versus 458 on the iPhone, so they're certainly still ahead. Now the showstopper here is there's no notch. There's simply almost no bezel on top. You know, of course, what replaces it is the Infinity O camera. That's what Samsung is calling it. They placed it up in the corner, kind of away from your attention, and I gotta say it works. So I already tried this out with the A8s, and I just enjoy using a phone without this huge blocky obstruction up on top. It's very subtle, you know, it's still there, but it's almost like a design feature, and I like that. They made the S10 series very distinct by embracing that camera instead of trying to completely hide it like most Android OEMs are doing. Of course, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor here is the showstopper. They've removed it from the back and placed it on the front. No more iris scanning. And I gotta tell you, this thing is fast. Like it really blew me away. It's actually measuring the ridges on your fingerprints using a new 3D sensing technology. So this is the first of its kind, and it was fast. Like there's no animation when going from a black screen, you just pop your finger on, boom, in the phone, no delay. I really appreciated that. Over time, I feel like that's gonna compound just unlocking your phone. I hate having to swipe up on the iPhone XS Max. Just like looking at the S10, it really brings into perspective how much things that Apple is doing wrong with the XS. And I hope they learn from the S10 and bring over some of those features for the 11. But overall, so far, the S10 just was a really good impression. Obviously, Samsung put in a lot of work in the cameras, so they brought over a third one for the rear. This is an ultra-wide sensor. Oh man, basically the way they put it is the human eye sees things one way and they try to replicate it as much as possible with this ultra-wide sensor. It's a 123-degree field of view. I was able to get so much into one shot, whereas the iPhone XS taking the same picture, you'd have to step back a couple feet. Definitely appreciated. There's also a super steady mode for stabilization, very similar to something that GoPro is doing with the new Hero 7, basically optimizing the digital stabilization algorithms to get you the best and most steady shots without using any external accessories. Of course, Samsung takes the lead here with the selfie cameras. They've got 10 megapixels on one of them, 8 on the other. And you're getting the most a selfie camera can offer today. With the iPhone, I gotta say the 7 megapixels is just not enough. In the low light especially, it's very apparent, the noise. So Samsung took charge here. They realized people are taking more selfies than ever before. Why not optimize that camera? It can do 4K recording now. It's just all around a very good focus. And I hope that the iPhone 11 does improve that, because the S10 definitely schools the iPhone XS Max from just what I saw using it for a few minutes. So in terms of power, that's kind of a gray area. It's very hard to tell. We've got the Snapdragon 855 here in America. overseas, the Exynos 9820. And that's just something that, depending on your use, you're gonna get a different experience. And for sure, it did run well. It was very stable, very smooth, but how's that gonna be once you load it up, once you actually start using it? Is it gonna have the polish of the iPhone as time goes on? You also get 6 gigabytes here in America of RAM, 8 overseas, and then there's this extreme edition of the S10 Plus that has a larger display, even 6.7 inches, a massive battery, a 12 gigabyte RAM options, just over the top. If you have the money, this is everything they have and they're gonna give it to you. In terms of overall battery life, these things are just jam-packed with a massive battery. And that's kind of what puzzles me, is the frame is so small. How are they fitting this insane milliamp battery in there? So the battery grows to a monstrous 4100 milliamps. Comparing that to the iPhone XS Max's 3174 milliamp battery, there's quite a difference in size. Now, how that's optimized in the OS and usage, time will tell again, but the battery life, just the general size of the battery, definitely goes to the S10. And one of those features that will absolutely save lives, guaranteed, is reverse wireless charging. Samsung is calling it reverse power share. It's something Apple's going to be doing for the iPhone 11. It's just nice to see that now. You'll be able to charge any Qi wireless certified device, including the new Galaxy Buds. How cool is that? It's like taking AirPods and charging them on the back of your phone, but in the Galaxy sense. Of course, Samsung maintains its edge on charging speed. They now have fast wireless charging 2.0. I don't know the exact specs on it, but if anything, of course, it's going to take the lead and absolutely blast the XS Max in charging speeds. So in terms of durability, something of course I'm very eager to test most of the time, the Galaxy S10 Plus features Gorilla Glass 6. I think this is the first time ever on a smartphone, and it's really going to be awesome to see that. Basically, Gorilla Glass 6 survives 15 times on a 1 meter drop on a rough surface before breaking. That's their average. The iPhone XS Max, we don't have those metrics to compare with, but that'll be an interesting video. The Galaxy S10 keeps its IP68 water resistance rating. It's a little less at 1.5 meters, so the XS still has the advantage at 2 meters for 30 minutes. Moving on to connectivity, the Galaxy S10 features the first ever Wi-Fi 6 in a Samsung Galaxy phone, so that's going to help a lot in congested areas. Indoors, even range-wise through walls, Wi-Fi 6 is going to be a miracle worker. Of course, the iPhone XS does not have this standard. You're going to have to wait until the 11 to get that finally on the iPhone. 5G. Samsung is also leading the charge with 5G. They're releasing a special edition of the Galaxy. We weren't really able to get a hands-on or any speed tests of that, but it's very cool to see them just pushing the envelope of technology. And that's something I've always appreciated about Samsung, is that they don't hold back. They give you everything they have at the given time, and that's exactly what they're doing here with this special edition. And then of course I can't forget the Samsung Galaxy S10e. This is the most blatant iPhone XR response, but I like it. Honestly, this is probably my favorite phone that I saw today. It's so cute. Like, holding it in your hand, it's very compact. Comparing it to the XR, there's no question. This thing is just way more cutting edge. Samsung is giving you everything for $750. They're not holding back on the dual lens camera like Apple is. They're giving you this impressive organic LED display, not LCD. You can really see that Samsung is trying to completely take away that mid-tier phone level from Apple with the Galaxy S10e, and I commend that effort. I like it, and I think this is going to be a very successful phone. Okay, and let's talk pricing. So, of course, Apple with their legendary and ever-increasing pricing, how is this going to compare? The S10 Plus is $1,000, $999. S10 is $899, so they're basically undercutting Apple by $100, which is very wise. They're giving you slightly more modern specs just all around. If you look at these phones on paper, the S10 is going to tick every single box basically in terms of raw specs, and they're undercutting it by $100, so can't help but appreciate that. And then the S10e is $749, so matching that of the iPhone XR. I'm very curious to see how these are going to battle in the marketplace. It's the first time we're seeing a direct competitor to Apple's low-end phone. And one more thing is that there's a ceramic edition of the Galaxy S10, and this thing is going to feature a terabyte of storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM, just an all-out everything we have tech-wise special edition, and I love it. And that one might set you back on the pricing quite a bit. And moving on to operating systems. So this is running Android 9, but it comes with Samsung's new version, the Samsung One UI. Now, just generally testing out the UI on the Galaxy, I really liked it. It's very bubbly, it's very fun, fluid. fluid. So they've definitely made some improvements to their skin on Android, and I appreciate that, but how is that going to translate to daily usage? So again, that's something that time will tell, and we'll certainly see. A couple more things, accessories. So I really appreciated this case. It's like taking the Rolls-Royce Starry headliner and putting it on the back of your phone. So cool. I want this for the iPhone. Does anyone make something like this? Let me know. And lastly, the Galaxy Buds. So at $130, Bluetooth 5 enabled, charged directly on the back of your S10. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough competitor for AirPods. I cannot wait to test these as I've been on the AirPod competitor streak. Let's see how close Samsung got, or maybe even surpassed Apple in terms of quality. I like the case though. It's certified, very clickable, very enjoyable to play with. And lastly is I enjoyed how light the S10 was. So for example, the S10 Plus is 175 grams. Comparing that to 208 of the iPhone XS Max, that's quite a substantial difference. Just generally using this thing, that's gonna add up, less wrist ache over time, I can imagine. And overall, the speed of the S10, unlocking it, I think that'll compound over time to save you a lot of time in return. So guys, there it is, the S10 and S10 Plus. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, I'll be coming out with more in-depth tests here very soon, but I like it. I like where Samsung's going, and those are just generally the things that I found interesting about the S10. Again, if you guys want to win one of these magical phones of 5, me and Mr. Who's the Boss are doing a giveaway, so check that out down below in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just my general thoughts on the S10, and it's a very hard comparison to do, but they are certainly on the cutting edge tech-wise over the iPhone. Peace.